So hello and welcome to this Adobe After Effects tutorial. Today we are going to create a simple animation, and right now you can see what we are going to be doing. This is it. And one thing that I want to say before we will start is that I also created the same tutorial or very similar tutorial in Adobe Animate as HTML5 animated banner, and I'm going to put the link in the description. But in this tutorial we are going to go with Adobe After Effects, and right now we can start. Alright, so right now I am on the site Freepik, and I'm going to put the link in the description, and I'm also going to provide you the Illustrator file that we are going to right now create very quickly. So if you want to skip this part, you can go directly to the Adobe After Effects. But yeah, all you need to do is click download, then go with the free download and just save this. I will hit cancel because I already saved this. And one thing that I want to mention is that if you want to use this commercially, you will have to attribute the author or go premium on the Freepik, and the same is with the file that I'm going to provide you, because I don't own this file. But now I will go to the place where I have the zip file, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose extract here, and I'm going to double click on this AI or on the EPS file, and it is going to open me this in the Illustrator. I'm going to have some kind of warning about missing fonts. I'm just going to hit close because I don't mind. And now I'm going to create a new document with Control N, Command N, or File New, and I will go with the 1920 by 1080, which is like full HD. I want this to be like for a web RGB 72 pixels, so this should be like the default, and I'm going to click create. Now I will go to the initial document, and I can zoom in with the Alt or Option and mouse wheel, and I am going to get this. First of all, I will go to the selection tool, and I'm going to click on this telescope and on this tripod, but they are like separated. So I'm going to click on the telescope with the shift on the tripod, and both of them I am going to drag to the new document that we have created like so. And with the shift I am going to scale this little bit like so, shift to stay with the proportions, so maybe something like this. And now the planets I am going to get from this second one, because there is like more of them. So I am going to click on this, and I will try to move this, but I can see that it is connected to this shape. So I will have to right click, I will have to go with ungroup, and right now I can get the planets separately. So I am just going to drag them to the new document that we have created like so, and I will have to scale them a little bit more maybe. So I will go with the shift to stay proportions, and Alt or Option to go from the center. So maybe something like this maybe too much, maybe not. Okay, something like this is fine for me. You can make this even bigger if you want, but yeah, I am going to leave it as it is. And now the last thing that we are going to get is this shape. So I am just going to drag this, and I am going to put it in here, and I am going to scale this just approximately a little bit bigger as it is. So maybe something like this. Okay, maybe a little bit more. Okay, now one thing, this is not necessary, but I would like to adjust this shape a little bit, so it's not going to have this corner with the 90-degree angle. So what I'm going to do is I will go to this anchor point. So I'm going to click this, and I'm going to hold. So I'm going to get the anchor point, and I'm going to go to this corner, and I'm going to click and drag, and it is going to let me. Okay, I will have to, I am going to zoom in. I would like to get this shape, but this one. So let me go one more time. So like this. Okay, I accidentally clicked on this one, but yeah, I want to get this shape. And now I am going to go to the direct selection tool, and I am going to move this a little bit like so. Okay, so this is fine for me. This is not, as I said, necessary, but I would like to have this like so. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I will go to the layers and I'm going to have everything in the layer 1. So in the layer 1 we are going to have the tripod, we are going to have the telescope, we are going to have the planets, and we are going to have the shape. Okay, and now we need to put them to the separated layers. So I'm going to click on the layer 1, these 3 lines, release 2 layers like so. Right now I'm going to be able to select them with the shift and drag them outside of the layer 1. Layer 1 is empty right now because we have put everything away, so I can delete this, and right now I have 4 separated layers. I can save this, Ctrl S, and I am going to provide you this file. So very quickly I will create just a folder which I am going to call Illustrator, and I am going to call this to be universe, but space is shorter, so space, and save. And in here I do not need to change anything, so I am just going to click OK as it is. And as I said, I will provide you this, but keep in mind that I don't own this, so you will have to still attribute the author or go premium on the Freepik. But yeah, right now I am in the Adobe After Effects, and what I'm going to do is basically I am just going to, while I don't have any composition, I am just going to drag my Illustrator file to the Adobe Animate somewhere here to this project panel like so, and it is going to give me some options. I want this to be composition, I want this to be layer size, and I am just going to click OK. Now I am going to double click on this composition, and it is going to open me this like so. Now what I would like to do is I would like to create some kind of background, so I will very quickly go to the layer, I will go to the new, I will go to the solid, and I am going to choose some kind of blue color. So I can go maybe with something like this. You can choose any color that you want, you can even get the like specific colors from this one, that's up to you, but I am just going to choose some blue color and I am going to click OK. And now I am going to drag this to the bottom, and I can go with enter and call this to be BG, and I can log this. Okay, I don't like the color much, but I am not going to play with this, so yeah. Now I am going to rename the layers, so this one I am going to go with enter, is going to be tripod, like so. If you double click, it is going to open you this in this like drawing mode, so I am just going to close this, so with enter, this is going to be telescope. If I misspell something, I'm sorry. This one are going to be planets like so, and this one I am just going to call to be shape mask. It's good to have the layers name, because otherwise this can get a little bit confusing. Now for the moment I am going to hide the shape mask, and I am going to hide the planets, so I am just going to have the tripod and the telescope. Now the telescope, what I would like to do is I would like to change the anchor point, because right now if I go with R for the rotation, it is going to be, it would still be fine, okay, it doesn't seem that it's that issue, but I would like to position the anchor point in here. So I am going to go to the pan behind tool, and I am just going to drag the anchor point somewhere here, so I would like this to be rotating around that point. Okay, I don't know if this is like how this is really working, or if the anchor point is in the center, but yeah, that's fine for me, so yeah. So I am going to create the animation of the rotation at the beginning, so I can rotate it a little bit up like so, and I am just going to create a keyframe. Then I am going to move with shift and page down like maybe 10, 20, 30 frames, I don't know, and I am just going to rotate it down like so. Then I am going to go one more time, 10, 20, 30 frames, and I am just going to click this add or remove keyframe at current time. So in between these two keyframes I do not want any movements, I want this to stay. And then one more time 30 frames like so, and I am going to animate this maybe a little bit up. Then I am going to go one more time, maybe 30 frames, and I am going to just click create keyframe, and I will go maybe 20 more or 25, and I am going to rotate it as the original position, so something like this. So yeah, very simply I am just going to have the animation when then it go down, it goes up, and it goes like to the center. I do not like the linear animation, so I am going to select the keyframes, and I am going to go with F9, or you can right click Keyframe Assistant, easy is. If you want to play with the graph editor you can, but for this tutorial I am not going to. For me easy is fine for this. Now I am going to show the planets, and I am going to show the mask, and yeah, and the mask, I can click on this, and I can with my arrows position this little bit like so. And on the mask, what I'm going to do is I am going to one more time go to the pan behind tool, and I am going to get the anchor point, and I'm going to move the anchor point approximately somewhere here like so. Now on this shape mask, I am going to go with S for the scale, and I am going to scale this down like so to maybe something like I don't know, 5. Okay, that's fine. And I am going to create new keyframe, and I am going to move maybe 50-60 frames. So I will go with shift page down 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 maybe. Okay, and I am going to put this back to be 100 like so, and I am just going to create an easy ease, so F9. So yeah, this is what we are going to have. We are just going to have the animation like so, and then this is going to expand. Now because I could have set this to the 0, and that would be fine, but right now this is going to be like visible in here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to the beginning of the layer, and I am just going to drag this like so, and I'm going to hold shift, so it is going to snap to the keyframe. So the whole layer is going to start in there like so. So we are just going to animate this scale like so, and yeah, now I am going to move maybe 40 frames. So I will go with shift and page down 10, 20, 30, 40, and what I'm going to do is I am going to create a keyframe for the rotation of the telescope, and I am also going to go to the shape mask, and I am going to hold shift, and I am going to get P for the position, and I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to go with R, and I'm going to get R for the rotation. Okay, or we can go, we do not need to scale, but yeah, we can keep this as it is. And I am going to keep I am going to create a keyframe for the position, and I'm going to create keyframe for the rotation. Okay, so we are just going to create the keyframes, and now I am going to move maybe 30 frames. So I will go 10, 20, 30, maybe more, I don't know. And I am just going to rotate the tripod, or not tripod, but the telescope. So I am going to rotate this little bit down like so. And I am going to move the, I am going to, I will have to go to the selection tool. Let me go one more time because I went back. So I'm going to rotate the telescope. I will go to the selection tool, and I am going to move the shape mask like so, and I am going to rotate the shape mask. So I am going to make this like so, something like this. Okay, let me see, and I can position this a little bit better. I can go with my arrows, something like this. Okay, this is fine. So we are just going to have the animation together like so, and I am going to convert these keyframes with F9 to be easy ease. So yeah, we are going to have this animation. Then I will go maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 frames. So 40 frames we are not going to have any motion. So I am just going to make a keyframe with this add or remove keyframe. So I will do this for the position, rotation, and I will do the same thing for the telescope. And then I'm going to move like 10, 20, 30 frames. And one more time, I am just going to rotate the telescope a little bit up like so. The same thing right now. I am going to one more time move the shape mask, and I am going to rotate the shape mask. So let me do this like so. Okay, and I am going to position this correctly, so something like this. Okay, so we are just going to have like we are going to stay, and then we are going to move, and then one more time the last animation we can go maybe 40 frames, and we are going to just add keyframes. So we are going to stay, and we are going to move 30 frames more, and we are going to rotate this back to the center. We are going to reposition the mask, and we are just going to rotate the mask maybe like so. Okay, and I think that this is fine. So yeah, for now For now, this is what we are going to have. We are just going to have the telescope, which is like going to be moving. Then we are going to have this mask, and we are going to move this like so, and we are going to move this up, and then we are going to move this to the center. And now we are going to create the the final magic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this shape mask layer. So I will go with Control D. And this duplication I am going to put below the planets, and I will go to the planets, and I will go to the toggle switches mode. So I will go to the bottom like so, or you can go with F4, and on the planets I will go to this track mate, and I am going to choose this to be shape mask. So right now the planets are going to be visible only where is the mask. Okay, and we are also going to have the duplication of this shape. Let me for the moment hide this shape mask too. So we are just going to have like the planets and the mask that we have created. So the planets are going to be visible because of this track mate only where is the mask, and the mask is going to be like moving like so. And we have created the duplication with all of the animation of this shape mask, and this is not going to be mask, so I can go ahead and rename this to be just shape, because this is not mask. So maybe this is just to make this little bit less confusing, and this is like the original layer, and it is going to be below the planets. So planets are going to be over that, and that's why we are going to have something like this. The last thing that I'm going to do is I will put the telescope to the top like so. So I would like to be able to see the whole telescope like this, and yeah. Basically this is what we are going to have. If we want, we can go with toggle switches mode, and we can put like a little bit of motion blur to the telescope and to the shape mask and to the shape like so. It is going to make this little bit blurry, but it's like only very little, only probably for this movement. But yeah. And yeah, the last thing that I'm going to show you is how you can export this. You probably already know, but I will show you anyway. But before of that, if anyone have been here until the end, you can write me that in the, or until the end, until this moment, you can write me that in the comments. That would mean a lot to me. But yeah. So now the animation is going to stop maybe somewhere here. So I will go maybe to frame to second 16, and I am just going to zoom out as much as I can, and I'm going to drag this work area like so, or you can just go with the N like this, and then I'm going to just right click, and I'm going to choose trim comp to work area, because I want this animation to be only 16 seconds. I do not need to have this like 30 seconds. And now I will go to the file, I will go to the export, and I will go to the add to Adobe Media Encoder queue. You can also go with file, export, and add to render queue. This is directly in the Adobe After Effects, but I don't use it. It has been like years since I was using it. I always go with Adobe Media Encoder. So yeah, it is going to open you this Media Encoder, and this is going to be for a while empty. It can take few seconds, it can take few minutes, but yeah. And by default, this is going to be this H264. This is fine. This is like the standard MP4. In here, I do not want to change anything. These are just some video settings, but that's a little bit more advanced, but it's fine as it is, as default. And I am just going to change the location where I want to save this. So I will go to the place where I want to have this. So I am just going to create new folder, which I am going to call render probably, and I will go inside, and I'm going to click save, and I will click this little arrow, and it is going to start me the render. So hopefully this is not going to take a lot of time, because I do not want to skip this, but yeah, I can see that it is going to go pretty fast. Okay, it's done, and I can go to that place tutorial, render, and I can open this, and I am going to put this to the repeat, and this is what we are going to have. So yeah, I don't know if I told you at the beginning, but I also created the same tutorial in Adobe Animate as the HTML5 animated banner. I can put the link in the description. But yeah, so yeah, this is all, and I hope that you are going to be able to use this in some kind of your projects. Maybe not the same animation, but the like same principle with this mask and the copy of the mask and so on. So yeah, I hope that you have learned something. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Goodbye.